Hey everybody, what is up? Welcome back to my channel. It's been a long time since you've seen me flipping a fan on this channel, and we're back. So what I want to get into today is about Jeffree Star and Paul Dowell, because recently they were on TikTok Live, talking about the election, talking about Donald Trump, and it wasn't very pretty. People were criticizing Jeffree for, being very positive about Donald Trump. Girl, it's a lot. It's a lot. I mean, I think that we're all kind of feeling a certain type of way about the US election results, particularly women. We're all feeling a certain type of way. Women, people of colour, trans people, immigrants, we're all feeling a certain type of way, because we know that even though, like, I'm in the UK, even though this election was in the US, it's still going to have a knock-on effect over here in this country as well. And it's disappointing when we see popular influencers with a lot of money and a lot of privilege siding with oppressors. Naturally they do it because they're millionaires, billionaires, they don't care. It's not them that's going to be affected by the changes that come into place. It's going to be the ordinary, everyday people like you and me.
Guys, there will be no more Paul Dowell and Jeffree Star streams if they make this app go away. Mm-hmm. And they were really trying, and Trump does not want this app to go away at all. Good morning, America. Hi. Okay. We're all very happy in Wyoming right now. Remember how Trump handled all the other leaders and dictators? He was way more hands-on. He was one of the only presidents in history to ever go to North Korea. I mean, it spoke volumes of how he handled everybody else. For real. He didn't put up and do the crybaby stuff. He went to North Korea, you guys. No one had been there. No, Betty, we're in trouble with ideologies like yours. I'm not a Trumpist at all. I'm Jeffree Star the human.
Okay.
So don't put words in my mouth.
Joya, crying is a little extreme, but...
It is.
I mean, whether you're happy or sad, but listen, everyone has the emotions they need to have.
Yeah, and everyone's emotions are valid, even if we don't fully understand it. Jimmy Neutron, are you okay? What are you talking about?
Yeah, JD Vance. His son is too young.
Like, are you okay? Let's mute you for a second. Oh, JD Vance? I don't know anything about him, really. Like, I read... No.
And with that, I decided it was time to finally chuck out my Jeffree Star Cosmetics collection, because honestly, why am I holding on to it at this point? The man is trash. Let it go, girl. Let it go. Let it go. And seeing those clips of Jeffree and his little friend Paul, I'm like, girl, how can you do this? People who say things like, oh, we can still be friends and have a difference of opinion about politics. No, we can't. Not when it comes to human rights. We can't. I'm not willing to budge on this at all. For me, if you voted Trump or if you're endorsing Trump, get away from me. I don't want to see you. I don't want to talk to you. Hope it feels good to know that you've sold your daughters, your wives out for the sake of cheaper groceries. Hope you're really thrilled with yourselves. Well done, the boys club. Well done. And don't get me started on the women who voted Trump as well. They voted against themselves. Gays who voted for Trump, women who voted for Trump, they all voted against themselves. And I think we all know that Twitter has become unbearable to be on now for queer people as well. Everyone's moving over to the other app. It's insane being online at a time like this with everything going on in the world, and then you add the US election results on top. It's like, too much. It's too much. It's too dark. It's too heavy for people. Everyone's fed up. Everyone's sad. Everyone's frustrated. Everyone's had enough. Understandably, I don't like being on X or Twitter anymore. Now I've gone over to the other app. It is much quieter, but I'm not going to spend my day online, my time online, replying to trolls on X. No. Better things to do. And for someone like Jeffree Star as well, who's made his fortune selling makeup to predominantly women, of course, guys as well, gay guys. He's made his fortune selling makeup, selling lipsticks and palettes and highlighters to us, to the people down here. We've all built Jeffree Star up to what he is. Everyone who supported Jeffree Star by buying a Jeffree Star Cosmetics product, merch, streaming his music that he's got out now, anyone who supported him, we've all helped him on his way up. and he's there talking about Donald Trump. Excellent, you know, oh, Donald Trump can't do any wrong. Pissing on all the people who've supported him in his career this far, you know, pissing on all the people who've bought Jeffree Star Cosmetics over the years, like the 10 years that they've been in business. He wouldn't be anything without people purchasing his products. And I think he would do well to remember that. But, you know, I feel like we've given Jeffree Star opportunity after opportunity to change his ways, to be a better person. And every time he messes up, every single time, he reverts back to being misogynistic. Calling women pookies on TikTok is what he's doing now, you know, insulting women about their appearance on TikTok. So he resorts back to being misogynistic or being racist, you know, something horrible. And that man has had so many chances to improve, to grow, to better himself. With all the money that he's earned from his cosmetics brand, you'd think he could get some therapy. But hey, apparently not. But moving on from Jeffree Star, there is more trouble in the beauty space. There's an influencer on TikTok called Eleanor Wood, British influencer, who has called out a brand for not being very inclusive with their brand Trip. Now, there was some people speculating in her comments about the brand. So I'm going to play you her TikTok.
So I got invited on a global brand trip of 57 people and not a single creator was black. And I kind of want to talk about it and explain why this is so wrong. For anyone who doesn't know, a global trip basically means that people come from different parts of the country together. So you would expect with 57 people from all different walks of life that there would be black people that would be in that room. Of course, I never actually went on the trip. I actually ended up getting uninvited after I spoke about the reasons as to why this was wrong and why this needed to be fixed. I actually got told, we hope we have a better experience with you next time, which honestly made me howl because I made it very clear that I wouldn't be going on the trip, nor would I be working with them again if they didn't fix this issue. I gave the brand many opportunities to show that they were inclusive, including my last message that I sent to them that they didn't actually reply to, that said if they were replacing me that I would hope that they've listened to what I said and replaced me with a black or brown creator that they have worked with. Obviously I understand that like that's still no means good enough, but I thought or I hoped that it would be a step in the right direction with the very limited time that they had, that it would help. They told me that they didn't purposely exclude any black or brown creators and just that it happened to be how they came to the list was how people responded the fastest. They very clearly said to me that if I think that this is discrimination, then I've misunderstood the situation. Last week, unfortunately, the trip went ahead and they decided to replace me with yet another white girl. I know that I wasn't originally on the original list of people that were invited on the trip. I know that I was later added because there was a male creator that dropped out and I then got added in his place, which is ridiculous in its first instance when that then meant there was no other male creators on the list. My space then got replaced after I complained with a white girl. Like, however we got here, I really wanted to make this video for any brands or any of the creators that are watching this that are in these spaces that can use their voices to make a difference in this. But as a community, we really need to stand together to stop this from happening. As I explained to the brand, diversity and inclusivity should be a part of your strategy from the start. It should be deep rooted in you, that you don't just come to this list. It shouldn't be a second thought. It should be part of the list from the start. I truly believe that if a brand has to put deep thought and like so much effort into being inclusive, then it's clearly not part of your core values, and you really need to make a change to make sure that it is part of that, and that be, you know, in your marketing, your products, your trips, like literally everything, your staff, your people who are higher up in your company. Representation is so important for so many reasons, but if you're watching this and you're not quite sure, then one of the reasons that I can explain it quickly and easily is that representation means that you can see people in a place that you would like to be at, and people who are aspiring to be in a certain place, you know, that doesn't even mean that it has to be beauty, has somebody that they can see that represents them in that space. Without representation, it's hard to aspire to be somewhere where your community doesn't feel like it's accepted. Creators who are given these opportunities, we need to stand together. Change won't happen if we just let these brands fly under the radar. And I believe that we should all be making a conscious effort to make sure that our friends feel included. I genuinely do believe that you need to ask yourself, what is more important? Is it these opportunities and going on these lavish brand trips? Or is it being an accomplice to a whole community and not feeling like they're worthy, and also like you call these people your friends? I know there's a lot of negativity on this app at the minute, and I'm genuinely not trying to be a part of that. I am trying to do something positive to help make change. Like, so let's stop complaining about what we're receiving in a mystery box and actually start making videos about serious things that actually matter in the world to help evoke some change, to actually make a difference in the world. Because I actually can't believe that I'm sat here making another video like this again. But I genuinely do believe in being part of that change, and I will never shut up about this. I genuinely think that we all need to do better.
So apparently the brand that this brand trip was about is called Alba, a Korean skincare type brand. I've seen them advertised a bit on TikTok. A few UK influencers have been advertising one of their like set and prep type spray products. Similar to with Jeffree Star here as well. This is very similar kind of topic to, you know, Jeffree Star and his misogyny and his racism. This is yet another brand where they're appearing to be exclusive and a bit racist when it comes to their influencer marketing, brand trips. Like, it's 2024, you know, we're not accepting this anymore in the beauty space from brands. You know, you've got people like Gloria, the influencer, who calls out all different brands, and she's excellent at what she does on Instagram, making all these little videos calling out different brands. She's on TikTok as well, and she's forever calling out brands for not being inclusive with their shade ranges, which is brilliant. But then you've got this other side to it where you've got brands taking influencers on trips, and they're taking predominantly white influencers or only white influencers. There was an instance of this, I think, last year as well, with a brand called Pink Honey, who, when they did a trip, it's a UK brand, they did a trip and they only took white influencers on their trip. There were no POC influencers at all. Like, I don't know how brands think they're going to get away with this in current times without anybody calling them out. You know, people like me are going to be here, people like Gloria. There are going to be people on the internet to call them out, you know, and I don't know how they think they're going to get away with it. And these are not brands that I would personally support with my own wallet. You know, of course, everybody's free to make their own choices, but I know what I'm going to do with my money. Anyway, take care, and I will see you guys on the next one. Love you. Bye.